Good morning. So this was a beautiful morning here, Sunday morning as filming, and I wanted to show you guys the back that my wife and I are working on. This was all woods, and it still is, and we started by making a trail, and then we've ever expanded it into our own little backyard paradise out here, where, check out this moss. Since we've cleared the ground, and we've kept it clear almost 10 years now, that moss is now taken in this trail. It's a beautiful thing. This was something that was an addition during the pandemic, and I thought that was kind of funny, mounting hand sanitizer on a tree out here by our fire pit. Here's my coffee. That's why I came back out here. That's why you guys get to see this this space with me. We've got, things for the kids here. This was a new addition this year, these swings, and they like these, so that was nice. This year, we recently took back this whole area here. It's been, a little bit each time. The time to do it is at the, spring or fall, and that way most of the foliage is dead, and you can really rip the roots and get to them easy. If you try and do this in summer, it's just overgrown and too much. My wife has been terracing out this area, as you can see, for her gardens there. We have a seasonal stream, which is dead right now, but this is a cool thing to have on our land, and my wife's been kind of playing with the water table. And then we're going to make a bridge over that at some point. This is something I built for the family, little magnetic opening, little spot you can chill out in here and, be bug netted, bug proof. And I actually built it too. So it's a mess right now, but I actually built it so these are ladders, and that's strong enough to support you. So you can use this as a lookout or a hide as well, and that's about 6 feet tall there. And this rug is just down to kind of kill stuff in that area, so then you can take it out and let the moss reclaim it. Let's see what else we got. I'll walk you across a little seasonal stream up here. It's a beautiful morning. I hear woodpeckers in the back. I've got tiki torches pretty much everywhere, like you can see. There must be 25 maybe in all, something like that. It cost me $40 to fill them all up, but when they're all lit, it's amazing. It's like something out of a reality show where, just the entire area it's like a tiki kingdom, I guess. So this grass I'm gonna try and let grow and take a little bit. I'm not going to cut that before it goes to seed. You can see my wife is also planting up here using the fallen remnants of a dead tree. She's got some pawpaw trees and some blueberries and some other things here. And again, you see her strategy of using natural things to terrace the land. All that breaks down anyway. Check out the hay. This is because I use this entire area as part of my archery course that I set up once or twice a year. And I might actually get some hay bales to do that today. So here's some more hay. This is my farthest. So this is, I think it was 150 feet out or something like that from where I shoot. I'll have to recount it. But yeah, I've been maintaining this trail here. And this actually links up with some public woods. That's protected land. And that's why I put these things here. That's kind of to mark my land. So, but this trail now connects up with public trails. And my wife and I really love having this outdoors area. And we've been kind of building it, maintaining it. It looked just like this before we took it over. It was all just wild woodlands. And we've slowly been kind of taking it back a little bit at a time. So thank you for coming along a walk with me here. I love this dead tree. It's perfect. It lines the trail just right. All right, welcome back to our familiar setting here at our escritoire. And I got permission from Hellcat to go ahead and put a little bit of mineral oil on his Micarta pen. Food grade mineral oil is the way to go. This stuff is amazing, just like compressed air. I use it for a lot of things. It seals up, any potential metals from corrosion, and I always keep my blades clean as I can. Basically, anytime I have a pocket knife on me, I want to be able to take it out, cut through a hamburger or something, whatever you need to, and then eat that item. So I keep these clean, and I do keep them oiled up. So because I'm doing the mineral oil on the other one, I figured I'd go ahead and show you guys this process too, which is adjacent. Okay, so I've got a little bit of isopropyl alcohol here. I just kind of take it, wet that thing. Now this is getting off any glue from any packages, right? All my Amazon packages that I've opened. Something that I personally like to do, because this will evaporate very quickly. And this blade is not quite totally sanitary yet. It is, because I keep this one, I keep my blades pretty miraculously clean. But anyway, here's a tip and trick I like to do. Now that that is saturated on both sides, I actually let the blade sit like this. So that way that entire metal is moist for about 30 seconds or so. Okay, while we're doing that, let's go ahead and put that there. Okay, so it's been long enough. That's fine now. That is good enough to eat with. So I'm going to let that there just to evaporate any little bit. Give that another hit there. And let's do our Coca-Cola Boker Excalibur 2 with some in-house Damascus. Damascus, even though it's pretty, it is not as corrosion resistant as the other super steels out there. That's one of the drawbacks to it. So this is an important process, more so for Damascus, if you're going to keep Damascus. So, and this is going to be another thing, using that mineral oil too to help seal it up. And I'm going to use that mineral oil on that wood too, because wood is something that's perfect. Actually, it's recommended for, cutting boards, butchers, blocks, things like that. So this one saw some heavy use opening an Amazon package or two. So cool. This one should be about done. Any others? I'm just going down the line. Any knife that got some pocket time and got some carry and opened up a package or two is getting cleaned today. And you're here for the journey. Just like anything, though, this is something that I take kind of delight in. It's part of the ritual, right, of cleaning things. And I usually, depending on if it's heavy use, I'll do like a yearly disassembly and actually take the entire one apart, which I've been meaning to do on this guy here, and clean out every nook and cranny on the inside. So all right, so you do note that you're not going to use this isopropyl alcohol on everything, right? And I'm not going to let my wood soak in it, because that's not going to be good for the wood. Right, so there are things that you don't necessarily need isopropyl for. Next up, we're going to get our little towel, going to get our mineral oil, and just kind of soak a bit. Now, you don't want it like saturated, but this will be good. So then you're just going to kind of, obviously be careful when you do this, then don't cut yourself, but so you just do that, put a light coating on it and go to a dry part, and then just wipe it off. Wipe off the excess and you're good to go. And this knife is like good enough to eat with. Let's get our next blade. There we go, that Damascus is protected and ready to eat. You could do this to carbon fiber, it's not actually going to hurt it, but I don't generally, because it doesn't assist. Carbon fiber has no corrosion, no degradation that's really needs to be protected from in that regard. So you can, but I don't, because it does make it a little bit more slippery to handle, and I am a fidgeter. I like fidgeting with my knives, so I don't actually like that slip factor on metal or on carbon fiber here. What you, if you really wanted to though, you could, and it does give a little bit extra of a luster, and I'll show you what I mean by a luster here, right? So I just did, there you go. So I just did that part there, right? So you can see this part has no mineral oil. That part has a mineral oil. So it's got a nice luster, sheen. It gives the material more depth. And that's what I think is going to happen to the micarta too. But I don't usually do that to the carbon fiber, because it just makes it slippery, and you don't actually need to in the carbon fiber. So unless you're trying to, spiff it up for a photo shoot or something like that. But there we go. That's better. A little bit more. And now on this blade, we're actually going to go ahead and do the wood. So we're doing both the blade and the wood, Coca-Cola wood. And the same concept, right? Wood is a porous material, even when treated. So this is going to kind of seal up the any open porous areas and prevent moisture or bacteria from getting in there and growing. So let's close this. And what I like to do on this too is I do try and get up under the clip. Oop. All right, Coca-Cola is good. I might let that evaporate for a couple minutes and hit that with a paper towel on the outside too. I'm not using a paper towel for the actual application of the oil because the paper towel will eventually kind of break down and leave fibers. This tends to stay more, intact. So I prefer doing this part with the oil with an actual cloth. All right, and this one is good to go. You can actually apply it to leather if you wanted to. I have some different waxes and stuff to leather, but in a pinch, if you just wanted to spiff this up and make it look nice and shiny, and it wouldn't hurt it certainly, you could actually do a little sparse coating there. Like I said, mineral oil is good for like a million things. All right, so we are going over to Dave's Micarta pen. And now, I wanted to save this one for later because I wanted kind of just a minimum application. So I didn't want this towel to be saturated like it was in the very beginning. All right, so let's look at the luster, right? I'm only going to do part of it here. So here's an example of the luster. So I did this part up here with the mineral oil. And then the middle and this side over here, got a little bit from my fingers here, but this side here has not had any application. So you can really see the difference in luster. The one on the left has a lot more depth to it, and you actually, it's got more sheen. It just looks overall nicer. So this is a nice thing, just like with those wood handles. That's going to improve the look overall of it. And like we said, it's going to seal up this porous material. So that way moisture from your hands, right, long writing sessions, things like that aren't going to get in there and cause mildew or bacteria to start growing. And it makes it look good too. So it's like all wins, win, win, win. And again, these threads, I'm only trying to do a minimum application. But look at that. Look at the difference. See, instead of looking all chewed up and white from the threading process there, we've now got kind of nicer threads to look at and see. Now we just gotta get off all this excess, obviously. Nice. That looks gorgeous. Thank you for giving me permission to do this, Hellcat. Yeah, those threads look nice and clean too. The entire pen's got a more deep luster to it. You see the patterns a little bit more vividly too. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to try and soak some of that up because I don't want this thing inundated, but I'm going to get the threads on the inside too. I don't want these surface areas saturated. You just really need a sparse coating. Compressed air for the win. When I clean this pen, a lot of times on other pens, you'll see me do a method where I take, basically I fill this entire cap with water, let it soak for a little bit, and then dump out. On my resin pens, even pens with a metal cap, things like that, it's not going to hurt it. On this material, I don't do that. I'm not going to do that because it is porous, and I don't want to give that material a chance to kind of soak up any unnecessary water. It could make things swell, things like that. That's one of the benefits, again, from going ahead and putting this mineral oil on it, so that way the water can't be absorbed. Something else is already there. But that's something you got to watch out for vintage pens too. Things made of ebonite. Oh gosh, there was a vintage pen. I forget what it was called, but it was made from residue of milk. They would actually strain out, the residue from, that, and then make that into a type of hardened cast resin almost. And if you soak those early pens like that, or if it's made of ebonite in water, that material is going to expand and you're going to ruin your pen. But anyway, I'm not going to put water in this thing because I am aware that's something you need to be on the lookout for when you do micarta. All right, here we go. Let's cap this bad boy up. The threads are a little bit nicer too, more consistent. I like that. Okay, so we are done. Thank you for joining me, and now you know more about how to take care of your pocket knives, cutlery, or anything with wood or micarta, like this wonderful pen here. Take care, guys. We'll see you soon. Happy Memorial Day weekend, too.